This is the iOgrapher Podcast, episode number 8.
Welcome to the iOgrapher Podcast with your host, Dave Basulto. Create amazing stories using your iPad or iPhone. iOgrapher Nation, get ready to click, point, and create. And now, here's Dave Basulto.
Hey everybody, Dave Basulto here, iOgrapher Podcast, and really excited to be on here again. I love doing my podcast, and I haven't had a chance to just crank them out every single day like I used to in the old days at FiLMaking Central, but we are getting up and running once again, and I love it. It's funny, today I'm actually in very cool and a little bit windy Las Vegas, and I'm here for the Rode Microphone's 50th anniversary party, and there's a big shindig tomorrow night, and just super excited going to see some of our actual resellers, because we have a lot of distributors, I should say, from around the world who distribute Rode as well. So very exciting time tomorrow night, and tonight there's a drinks little thing going on, and it just goes back to showing that I'm here in amazing Las Vegas in the Mandarin Hotel, which is an amazing hotel. My first time here. I love it. And I'm in my room doing podcasts, getting ready to write a blog after, working on my book release, and about 20,000 other tasks that I have. So a younger man would probably be out gambling or doing fun things, and I think it's my age and my entrepreneurial life. I'm married to this company, as I am married to my wife, and I just want to hide in my room and work. But tonight I'll let off a little steam and have some fun with my friends, and it's a wonderful time to be around. But just to show you that when you're an entrepreneur, you've got to just believe head first in what you're doing, and believe your cause. My book launches this week, and so I'm just like frenzied about that, and it's like a 24/7 job now. I mean, I was talking to someone this morning. I was about to get on the airplane and just saying, I remember going to, when I was a teacher, I would show up at school 8 o'clock in the morning. I would do my classes and come home in the afternoon, or sometimes stay and help with sports and stuff, filming, and, collect my paycheck. And life was just great. I mean, I was completely satisfied and happy. And then, of course, now everything's changed amazingly for the better. I mean, yeah, I'm working myself to the bone, but I love what I do every day. Something new happens, some new email, some new opportunity, and it's just amazing to be part of this growing company. Some quick news: we received our patent the other day. We've had it for a while, but they actually sent the physical paperwork for the patent to hang on the wall, and that was an exciting moment. I mean, that was a lot of money, very well spent, to protect an idea that we created, and I'm very proud of that. It was a lot of work, but it's part of the whole process. So I do recommend those of you out there who, if you're ever trying to create your own product, look into getting some patent protection on it before you show the world, because you just never know what's going to happen out there. So today's show, I'm just going to tell you, I did a type form, a survey, excuse me. I did say I was in Las Vegas. I'm doing a survey. I did a survey on what are some of your favorite apps to shoot video and audio and stuff like that. And I just wanted to share some of the results with you and kind of discuss it a little bit. And then I have a nice app that I want to talk about. Actually, we're going to talk about the app first. Then we're going to get into the meat of this, and then and that's it for this week's episode. But a little shameless plug, yes, please go to Amazon.com and check out my book, Life Camera Action. And it will be on sale on Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe, the Kindle version for 99 cents. I guarantee you there is more than 99 cents worth of stuff in there for you. So, and if you would be so kind as to leave a review, that would be wonderful. Hopefully it's 5 stars. But first, let's take a look at an app of the week that I am just in love with. Here we go.
It's time for the App of the Week.
So many of you know that I'm a huge FiLMiC Pro user. I have been since day one. They actually are on some of my packaging, their logo, because I believe so much in their company. Neil over there, the CEO, he's been a big supporter of mine, and he's one of the people that has the legs. He has the legs to stay in this business, to keep making his app better and better. And there's a tremendous amount of buzz right now on FiLMiC Pro version 6. It's in beta right now. I am fortunate enough to be a part of that beta. And I think that I should just kind of tease you with it. Now, I think you can email beta@filmicpro.com to try and get in it. But I also think they closed it already. There was just so much overwhelming demand for it. But as far as a filming app, I mean, they've taken it to a whole nother level. I was on my iPhone 7. I have it on my iPhone 7. 7 Plus. And I'm going to show you some footage later in the month of some stuff I shot. I'm actually going to go shoot some footage in Las Vegas today. And I'm getting this really nice, subtle depth of field kind of look when I'm shooting with it. You've got manual focus. It's got this really cool arc slider for your thumb, so you can kind of rack focus a little bit. It's got this amazing zoom feature now that uses your thumb. You can change exposure levels. They basically added these two arc sliders on the left and the right of the screen to adjust exposure, to adjust focus, I said, zoom, things like that. So you can change different ISO settings on the fly. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. That's just that ability. But what's really also is amazing is that they have live analytics. So what that means is they provide zebra stripes, clipping. They provide false color, focus peaking. So, for example, zebra stripes are little stripes that you would see, and they have them in the form of red stripes, and that shows you overexposure in a area. And so you can now bring your exposure levels back, and make it more of a perfect shot. So they're really doing what they can to help you with all of that. The clipping one also, it'll show you, it's like a luminance. It shows you the luminance of it and what things are being clipped in case you're losing data in that area. The false color shows you that if you have a green color, it means that it's good. Any red is overexposed once again. So you've got all these choices to use, and of course focus peaking, which is on, and these are all on big cameras. Like I have the Blackmagic Micro Cinema camera. I can do many of these things. I mean, these are things that have never been brought to the iPhone or iPad before. They have a new color panel, so you can really, really get into the tone and the white balance of the shot. It brings up a color panel that you can kind of pick around and choose how you want a white balance. You can change the tone and color behaviors on it. It's just I'm kind of stumbling here because I'm mind-boggled by all the features they put into version 6, and I'm wondering how long this has been under the hood over there at FiLMiC Pro, because this had to be something they've been working on forever. It's amazing. Something else, their content management system, so we can manage how our clips are named. And if I remember correctly, I believe like one of the first versions had that, and then I don't think it had it anymore. But that's super. Like you can say, today I'm shooting shot 1 or page 4, shot 1, take 2, whatever. I don't know. You can name it whatever you want. So that's super, super, super cool. What else? There's an overview screen. There's different filters that you can play around with. Anyhow, FiLMiC Pro version 6 beta. There's a great video out there that someone had shot, and I'll look around for it. But they were showing a sample. I mean, it's allowing you to go and shoot a flat look It's like something you would use on a Red camera or something. I mean, this is just amazing. Anyhow, do I sound like a fanboy of FiLMiC Pro? Because I absolutely am. It's just a tremendous app that they've created in this version 6. So do your best. Send a begging letter to beta@filmicpro.com, see if you can get on the beta. If not, I don't know when it's going to be out yet, but keep your eye on it. I highly recommend it. FiLMiC Pro version 6. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so wow, that just took my breath away. I love that app. So I did this survey using Typeform. I love Typeform, typeform.com, Typeform. And they create this really easy way to make forms to share out there. And I like to do it just to get a pulse on what people are doing and what's going on. So this particular one, I asked, what are you using to shoot video? What are you using to capture audio? What are you doing for multi-camera? So let me just go through a couple of things and then we can kind of discuss. So when people say, when I shoot video, I use, when I shoot video, I use, and people wrote, number one answer was FiLMiC Pro, which makes me very happy because, like I said, you know how big of a fanboy I am. Number two is the camera, Apple camera app. So some people are just pulling out their cameras, their phones and iPads, and just pulling the camera app up. And that's certainly fine. If you just need to spur the moment, shoot something. And that was, so first place was 44% of you said that you were using FiLMiC Pro, so almost half. 39% of you are using the Apple camera app. And I'm wondering what makes you, I'd love to hear in the comments of this, why are you using the camera app itself instead of something else that's got more robust features? Is it because of it's too much to learn? Is there too many bells and whistles? Because one of the things that I dislike about the camera app is that if you don't lock the focus, and I did a whole video tutorial on iOgrapher YouTube's channel on how to lock your focus, because if you don't, your camera pulses back and forth. And anyway, so I'm interested to see why you're using the camera app. 10% of you said other. I don't know what other was. And 7% of you said Mavis. So that's a new player on the scene. They've got a pretty cool interface, lots of bells and whistles again. They're new to it, so I don't know. Hopefully they stay around, and it's nice to have competition for FiLMiC Pro because it pushes them further. So Mavis, the app's called Mavis, Mavis. So that's what people are using to shoot video with. Then I asked about audio. What are you using to capture audio? 31% of you said other, and I wish I had ability to, I didn't think of it at the time, but to put a thing in there so you can put what the other was to you. But 31% of you are using other than I put. So I put, my three that I put in there, actually four of them were Rode Recorder, Voice Memos, Apogee Metarecorder, and Just Press. And those are four audio apps that I use from time to time. And 31% of you said you don't capture that you're using other. So I don't know what that is. 26% of you said you do not capture audio only. I thought that was really interesting because when I film stuff using FiLMiC Pro and I go and I edit and I've got this audio, I can actually just use the audio for podcasts and stuff later on. I don't really need to just capture audio only. The only time I would ever use one of my devices to capture audio only is if I was doing it as a kind of a makeshift wireless microphone. So let's say I had in my pocket my iPhone with the Rode Recorder app or Voice Memos or the Apogee Metarecorder, and I had them all plugged into a lavalier, and I had it plugged in on me, and I pressed go, and then someone's filming over there, and I did a quick hand clap that allowed me to sync even easier in post. That would be, maybe I'm 100 yards away and I don't have a lavalier mic or something that's going to reach that far. And so, but I want to get the audio. It's a long, long shot. So that's when I would use audio only, stuff like that. Or I'm recording my podcast right now. I'm using an app called Bossjock to record all the audio for this. So, so that was interesting. So 21% of you are using the Rode Recorder app, which is great because I'm here at the Rode party. 15% are using Voice Memos, which just comes naturally on the iOS devices. And 7% of you are choosing the Apogee Metarecorder. And if you haven't heard of Apogee's Metarecorder, I would take a look at it because it's a way to add several microphones and have one of your iOS devices to be like your mixer. So it's very powerful, and I definitely recommend you guys taking a look at that. Just Press is an app that I like because it's literally you just press it, records your audio, sends it to the cloud for you for later. But 0 people said that one. I asked when I do a multi-camera shoot using iOS devices, what do you use? And 44% of you said, I do not do multi-camera shoots. And I'm wondering if it's because you think they would be extremely difficult, you don't know enough about them, especially if you're in sports, so you're doing sports stuff, or if you're doing any kind of journalism or school plays. I mean, it's got so many aspects that, I mean, you could literally nowadays be like a mobile television station with multiple iPads or iPhones in your backpack, setting up in seconds, and well, I take that back, setting up in a few minutes, and have a multi-camera shoot. So if you're not doing that, you might want to consider that, because having more than one angle is awesome. So 44% of you, almost half of you that are shooting video, are not ever doing multi-camera shoots. 26% of you said you just shoot them with the iPhones or iPads and then you sync later in a non-linear editor like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro or something. I actually do that sometimes just because, and I like to keep my chops up. And both of those apps, my preference being Premiere Pro, both of them have the ability to do a really easy multi-camera edit. Then there's my friends at Switcher Studio. In this third place, 16% of you who are doing multi-camera are doing Switcher Studio. I think that's a great, great app. The ability to add 4 different shots into your mixer that you're going to use, an iOS device. And you can stream it, you can capture it for later, you can do a bunch of things. Definitely take a look at Switcher Studio. The next is Teradek Live Air, another robust app that has some great features in it. I like that one a lot. 5% of you said other. I'm wondering what the other is. If you would comment, that would be great. And just 2% of you said that you're using Wirecast Cam into Wirecast. Now, I'm a big Wirecast user on my home machine. Whenever I'm mobile, it's Switcher Studio. Whenever I'm home, plugged into directly to my Ethernet cable, I am in Wirecast Camera. Using Wirecast, I should say, Wirecast camera app on my iPads, and because I've got so much. Wirecast has, in fact, I did a whole training on Wirecast at iOgrapher Academy. It's just a very deep program to use compared to any of the other ones. There's just so much to do. Higher price point. I think it starts at $500. So there's all that. If you're looking just to do something out of the box, definitely look at Switcher Studio. I highly recommend that one. My go-to editing apps. So 59% of you are using iMovie. iMovie, very simple. Bring it into your iOS device, edit right there. Kind of limited with templates if you want to use templates, but there's some options there. 25% of you are bringing it into the desktop and into Final Cut. 16% of you are going into Premiere and from the desktop into Premiere. 25% of you, so I skipped that, are other once again. So I'm wondering what you're using. 15% of you are trying the new Luma Fusion. So that is a cool app, and I've been playing a lot with it lately. Luma Fusion, it is an editor for iOS devices, I believe Android too, and it allows you to have multi-tracks. So I can have 2 or 3 video tracks and audio tracks, and this is something I have been begging my friends at Adobe to do for many years. And these people just really did it right, and I'm starting to really enjoy their workflow in Luma Fusion. So take a look at that. Adobe Premiere Clip came in at 6 with 11% of you using Adobe Premiere Clip. Once again, it's a very simple editing app. Drag and drop and drag your sides to trim and do all that. The coolest thing about Premiere Clip is that I can export it into my cloud, go home, or call my friend and say, hey, it's in the cloud, and they can go in there and edit in Premiere Pro, and all the cuts will be there and everything, and that's a super cool workflow. 2% of you said you don't edit at all, so you must just shoot video and bam, it's on the web, so that's cool. And then I said when I share videos, they go to, and people, overwhelmingly, 75% of you said that you go to, and this was a multiple, you could answer multiple different things here, different choices. So 75% of you are going to YouTube, 70% of you are going to Facebook, 39% of you are going to Instagram, 30% are going to Vimeo, and 28% to other, which we don't know what it is. Makes sense. I would think that, I actually see that. I would think Instagram would be a little higher though, which is interesting. I'm a big Instagram user. We have a big following on Instagram, and as a business owner, it's a great way to connect with your people, your customers, just to show them quick videos or share something you're doing and get them involved in the conversation. I know when we've had big sales and I posted information about that, we've gotten some great feedback from that. So take out, there's another app that I would say, just kind of off the cuff here, but for Instagram, it's called Ripl, R-I-P-L. If you're into internet marketing for your business or whatever, check out Ripl. It allows you to make these great slideshows that you can put up on Instagram. Also, actually you can put them up anywhere, but I use it for Instagram. Also take a look at Animoto, which is another great app to use to do quick slideshows into videos that you can share for social media. But that makes sense to me. All these different platforms. I would think that Instagram would be a little higher, but that's very interesting. See, I love doing these polls because it gives me some great stuff to talk about and to look into. I also asked, what app is missing that you would like to see one day? Someone had written in that they would like to see a white balance settings app. So that's something there. Someone wants something for a script supervisor that good takes, comments that can be brought in and into the editing app and synced with the clips. Great opportunity out there for someone to create that. I kind of think Philip Hodgetts has something like that, and I'm actually going to tell him about that. People want more grading options. There's a great app called VideoGrade. VideoGrade is a nice color correcting app, so I don't know if they knew about that one yet. I should have put that in there. I should have put Adobe Spark Video. Yes, Adobe Spark Video is a wonderful little app that I can go in there and create these great animated titles, slides, stuff like that. It's a great little app. Hipstamatic. So I forgot about Hipstamatic. I haven't used it for years. Camera Simulator. So I'm wondering if they're thinking it should be a way to simulate different cameras, like this lens or that lens, and you can see through it. That's interesting. A title animator. There's a couple out there, but I would love to see, more of a robust title animator that has more bells and whistles, maybe some 3D stuff. It's just amazing. I play some of these games that my son makes me play, and there's just so many options now to do. The graphics in the games are great. They're 3D. They're cool. So why can't we make an app that does that too? That's interesting. Someone wants an app with beautiful titles and filters, and there's plenty of those. I think we need to do a whole show on stuff like that. A reference app that points me to the software I need for a certain task. It could also include how-to guides. That is genius. So you pull it up, it says, I'm editing today, and it'll say, okay, here are your choices. We recommend this one, and here's training for that. I love it. It's funny because one of the answers here of what's missing is an iOgrapher app, and I have no interest in apps. They just seem basically because I don't know anything about the coding of it. I don't know how they're built. and every time there's a new iOS or Android that you have to keep up to date, or maybe it doesn't work and there's crashes. Anyway, sounds like just something nightmare. Someone also lastly wants a native camera app for iOS that shoots 25 frames per second. So I think that they want the actual Apple camera app to have that option of 25 frames per second. That's very interesting. I would think all of you, and for those that don't know, 25 frames per second is the PAL standard, PAL, and that is what mostly every European country uses, and I think some other parts of the world, maybe Japan or somewhere. We in the Western United States, the United States, I should say, in the West over here, Canada and whatnot, we have we do 30 frames per second, and we are on NTSC format. So that's interesting. Lots of opportunities here still in the app world. So any of you have an idea for this, I wish you all the luck in the world, and crank it out. And I think that's exciting. So very cool stuff. All right. Well, that was my quick podcast. Actually, it's 26 minutes. So it's not that quick, but I hope you got something out of it. I am here in Las Vegas. Dave Basulto, CEO of iOgrapher and now author. Check out my book at Amazon.com under Life Camera Action. Be very, very humbled if you would take a gander at it, and love to hear your thoughts. We will be back soon next week from Orlando. We're going to go to the FETC conference down there. I'll be doing a podcast down there as well. And super exciting times for iOgrapher. We've got 2 new products coming out, and we have a top secret product in the mix right now that I can't wait to tease with you later. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, you guys. Keep the faith, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Dave Basulto, I'm out of here.
Thank you for listening to the iOgrapher podcast. Please subscribe and rate our show on iTunes. For comments or questions, please tweet us at iOgrapher or visit us on facebook.com/iOgrapher. iOgrapher Nation, get out there and create.